Yeah, that's you. This is Spartacus during maintenance. Say hi to the camera, Spartacus. Yeah, he's camera shy.
What's up, guys? Being Hunter of Reptile Events, and before we get into our next subject, I have some things to discuss today. Not too long ago, Kentucky Reptile Zoo had a horrible flood in their zoo and stuff, so they need help to actually get everything rebuilt and everything. So they got flooded, and so they need everybody's help to donate to them and stuff. So if you like to donate to the Kentucky Reptile Zoo, they will actually appreciate your donation. A link in the description box will be below for them to help them out. If you ever want to donate to them, I've already donated some money to them already and stuff. But anyway, they need your help because due to the storm that happened in Kentucky, it was definitely kind of devastating to see the damages. But anyway, Kentucky Reptile Zoo will definitely appreciate your donation and if you actually help them out. So yeah, my friends work there. My friends known as Jim Harrison and also his girlfriend Kristen Wiley. They'll appreciate your donation if you ever want to donate to them and stuff. Anyway, another thing I need to mention is my friend Robert Edwards, who's been a friend of mine on Facebook for a very long time. He became my friend because I had passion for venomous snakes and all kinds of other stuff. So, I've always been passionate for him and everything. I just heard recently he passed away. It's pretty sad to hear the fact that he passed away. So I'm doing a shout out for him because he was a good friend. Even though I never got to know him in person, but I've always wanted to meet him in person. But hearing the fact that he passed away was just really kind of sad. I've always sent him my videos and for him to watch and everything and stuff, and hearing the fact he passed away was kind of really sad. Rest in peace, Robert Edwards. I just wish you have a good time, a good life and everything. And to Rachel, if you're watching this, I'm sorry for your loss. I really am. But anyway, let's get back to the subject. Anyway, today's subject is actually a care video. Actually, not just a care video, an anniversary video too, to my snake known as Spartacus. If you don't know what Spartacus is, I think I've already mentioned him before. He's a false water cobra. Anyway, I decided to do a care video for him. 2 years ago, I did a care video, but it's actually in terrible quality, so I don't know if I can repost it back up. But it's on my Vimeo page. I used to be on Vimeo for a while. That was before I actually became an educator and stuff. I was just a keeper back then. But now, I decided to become an educator and everything else. But I still need experience. I still need more stuff to learn before I become a full educator, become a full herpetologist or anything like that stuff. So, anyway, let's talk about today's subject. Today's subject, we're going to talk about the false water cobra care. Yeah. Now, false water cobras are always sold online. They're always sold online and sometimes rarely sold in reptile shows, depending on what reptile show you go to. Mostly you see them in venomous shows because due to the fact they are similar to venomous snakes. However, they are rare fangs, so you can say they're similar to rare fang snakes. The thing about venomous snakes and rare fang snakes, the difference is that most venomous snakes have front fangs. Rare fang snakes, on the other hand, have groove teeth in the back, but venom is still venom. And when it comes to rare fang snakes, they have a very poor delivery system when it comes to delivering venom. And what do you get from the bite of a rare fang snake? You just get like swelling and redness and some necrosis depending on the doses of the venom you get from their bites and stuff. However, it's not really like, you know, a huge amount of venom. It's not. It's just like little tiny bits of the venom that you get because they have a very poor delivery system. And when it comes to anti-venom, it's definitely very difficult to get for some rear fang snakes that do need anti-venom, and also it's definitely difficult to ever milk a rear fang snake and stuff. Now, I only have one rear fang snake, which is actually my false square cobra, and from what I read, these snakes are kind of similar to the hognose snake, but there's little to know about this venom, or little to know about their venom and stuff. But I also have protocols just in case if anything happens to me, if I ever get bit by my false square cobra and stuff. But little to know is only little to know about their venom and stuff. Now, before we get into the care video, let's start discussing about where they're from and everything. False square cobras are from South America. They used to be an endangered species, and they can get to about 10 feet long. Males actually get to 9 feet. Females get to 10 feet. They have a hood just like a cobra, but there are no cobras in South America. Funny to believe there's actually this kind of snake in South America, but there's no cobras in South America. Yeah, it's funny how there was. Now, the false square cobra had different scientific names than just the Hydra gigas. It became the Hydra gigas last too long. It had other scientific names besides Hydra gigas, but it's still known as Hydra gigas because it's been known that for years and years, ever since research has been studying it and everything else. So yeah, even and known for that. Now, some people compare these snakes to actually rattlesnakes' venom, which is actually kind of possible because these snakes do have similar venom to rattlesnakes, because they do have a little bit of necrosis to them. Yeah, if you get bitten, you do get a little necrosis. But so far, there's never been any death record whatsoever from a false square cobra. There has been a few hospitalizations from a false square cobra because due to allergic reaction and stuff, and venom effects and everything. But the venom effects are not very severe, from what I noticed. And when I read about the false square cobra, their venom effects is just about as severe as a hognose. And there's been some new studies about hognose on the internet and stuff, where a person got bit by a hognose and he had some hives all over his arm. And that's because he was allergic to the venom. Yeah, it's because he was allergic to the venom. But it did show us a very severe case from a Western hognose snake. I mean, wow, it was pretty severe. But anyway, I always take caution when you're dealing with a rear fang snake. You can sometimes treat it like a hot. It depends on their behavior and everything. Yeah, you can treat it like a hot if you want to. You can treat a rear fang snake like a hot and stuff. Always have a hook with you just in case. You don't know when the worst may happen. So, anyway, let's talk about another thing about false square cobras. False square cobras are definitely good in captivity. They're really good in captivity. They can live up to 20 or 30 years. I've had mine for 4 years. And for 4 years, it's been 4 years ever since I had him. I've had him since March 2015. That's when I first got him. And he was just a little baby thing when I first got him. I got him from serpentarium.com, or known as snakemuseum.com. That's where I got them from. And from what I know, they actually are a really good website to get rare fang snakes and stuff. They have really good rare fang snakes are always healthy. They're mostly captive born, which is good to know. I'm glad the fact I got me a captive born one, because I've read that wild caughts are definitely not a good thing to get. Yeah, some rare fang snakes are sold as wild caughts, which can be definitely not a good thing to take care of. Because one, they can sometimes have parasites, sometimes not do well in captivity. It depends on their behavior and everything else. It's best to get captive born, but sometimes captive born rare fang snakes are rare. For example, mangroves. Mangroves captive borns are actually rare too. And speaking of mangroves, I actually am planning to get one. I'm hoping to get a captive born mangrove and stuff. But anyway, I love snakes of all types. I love venomous, I love rare fang, I love all kinds of snakes that I love working with and everything and stuff. Now, Spartacus has been my most favorite snake of all time. He's been with me for 4 years, and he's been a really great snake. I love taking pictures of him. I've also love working with him and everything. He's been the best snake I've been showing on videos, pictures, and everything else. He's also very friendly to people. Yes, he's actually doesn't mind if people touch him. I've bring him to places where people actually are amazed by him being so docile and being so calm. And he doesn't seem to care if people touch him. He just like, whatever. That's how he is in public and stuff. But anyway, I'm gonna bring him out today. And show how he's like. So, be right back. All right, Spartacus is in the bin right now. Let's discuss about his care. So this is a 36-inch cage. This would be perfect for a cage for a snake that's actually up to like 8 feet long. Now, you do need to upgrade it sooner or later, because when you get to 10 feet long, you do need like a 48-inch or probably a 5-foot tank from stuff, because you do need large space, because these things do get pretty big. Now, also in the tank, I even have a natural environment. I have reptile bark all the way here and stuff, as you can see. I also have this large tub, because you do need a large tub for soaking. And you do soak once in a while, and when they get big, you have to upgrade your tub once in a while, upgrade your tub and stuff. So upgrade your tub when they get bigger and stuff, so they can soak better. Also, I got these fake leaves right here. That way, it feels like it's a natural environment. Also got a little stump here to help them shed. A little branch here. Even though these snakes rarely climb, but I put a branch in there for him to help him shed and stuff, and everything else. So yeah, he's in this natural environment. I do need to scoop some poop out of there, because there's some poop there. Speaking of poop, there's actually poop in Grace water dish. And I gotta do some cleaning. But anyway, let's discuss the care, shall we? Now these snakes do need warm temperatures. These snakes actually need like 87 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, 87 degrees is actually a perfect temperature for these kind of snakes. They also need a hot spot up to 95 degrees. That's their hot spot, despite the fact these snakes don't come out of the bath that often. Also, they do eat almost anything. They can eat rats, fish, and even lizards too. I feed him rats, and I actually feed him frozen thawed rats every week and stuff. I feed him twice a week and stuff. Now also the snake will let you know that he doesn't want to eat. He also lets you know that it's actually probably breeding season, and when it comes to breeding season, these snakes don't actually eat. When the males know it's breeding season, they won't actually eat. Yeah, because I know when it's actually breeding season, he won't eat for about a month. There's also a period where we're trying to maintain its weight for about a month, so that means he won't eat for about a month. So he's trying to keep its weight down and stuff. So yeah, these snakes are really good in captivity. They live up to 30 years in captivity. They do very well in captivity. I've worked with this snake for 4 years, and he's been a great snake to me and stuff. I got some really good sheds from him. He's known to shed a very full skin and everything. I've kept his skins with me and everything, so they're right here. These are his skins right here. I've already I did show the reptile one time. And as you should know, full sport cobras have two names. Full sport cobra and Brazilian smooth snake. The reason why they're called Brazilian smooth snake is because they are smooth and they're from Brazil and they are a snake. But that's what they're mainly called, the Brazilian smooth snake. But also, most people call them the full sport cobra is because of the hood and the fact they're not actually cobra. They're colubrid, and they're not related to lapids at all. Yeah, lapids and colubrids are very different from each other. Colubrids mostly have rare fang and non-venomous. That's where they mostly are. Yeah, so they're mostly rare fanged and non-venomous. So they can be either one or two and stuff. Yeah, and colubrids are most known to mimic venomous snakes. So is the full sport cobra. Despite the fact these snakes are in Brazil and South America as well, there's no cobras in South America. There are no cobras in South America in slash. However, there are actually coral snakes. There are actually vipers and all sorts of other snakes that are in South America. So yeah, and I do plan to go to South America one of these days when I have the money to actually go there and stuff. Yeah. Speaking of Speaking of that, one of my friends, Robert Edwards, before he passed away, he did tell me he wanted to help out at a zoo in South America. I told him I'll do it. And it depends on where the zoo is. It all depends if they have to get money and everything else for it. So yeah, that'd be kind of a really awesome thing to do. I'll do it for him because since he passed away, it was really sad to hear. Yeah, it was really sad to hear that he passed away. But anyway, let's get on to introducing the false workover. All right, let's get him out. Hey, buddy. It's okay. I'm not gonna hurt you. Alright guys, this is him. This is Spartacus. Look how big he is. The last thing you know him. Look at this. He's a big old snake now. Okay, yeah, he's a big old snake now. Hey you. I just let him get situated so he won't get so scared. I just let him calm down for a bit because he's a little scared. Just try to make sure he doesn't get too scared. Look at him. Now, another thing you should mention is to not touch the snake's head. Because if you do, it would not be a good thing at all. It would not be one of the things that you not want to be touching when it comes to touching his head. Because you can get way too scared when that happens. And he's down on the ground right now. I'm trying to keep my eyes on him, so like I said before, he's a little skittish. So I'm trying to get him calmed down a bit. You're okay, buddy. You're okay. Alright. Let's try and get you for the camera. Come on. There you go. Oh. You never want to do this with an epaulet, by the way. This is why this is not an epaulet. I'll never do this with a cobra, because cobras will definitely try to really try to get you if you ever try to do this with a cobra. This is not a cobra. This is actually a false water cobra. It's a cobra. So it's best to let him calm down for a bit. Big old snake. You're okay, buddy. You're okay. Yeah. He's just nervous. That's all he is. He'll calm down eventually. Just look how beautiful he is. Look how big he is. You're okay, buddy. You're okay. You're okay. How big he is. Look how big he is. It's a beautiful snake. Such a beauty. Get close to the camera. False water cobra cam. I do not recommend anybody doing this with a false water cobra. even though these snakes are actually used to free handling, but this is actually my snake, so do not do what I do, okay? Do not attempt this at all with a snake. It's like this. Do not actually attempt this at all. Do not try this at home with a snake that could try to bite you. But this snake is not prone to bite. These snakes do stay calm very well. They're actually very docile. They're not really like a snake that wants to bite you. Stuff. So yeah, it's a very intelligent snake. Very beautiful and definitely a beauty that way. So, now, do I recommend these snakes for beginners? Absolutely not. I do not recommend these snakes for beginners because these snakes are advanced snakes. And when it comes to doing these kind of snakes, you definitely need to be kind of cautious if you're cautious and stuff. Because these snakes are rear-fanged. So be cautious with them. Always have some protocols with you, just in case if you're dealing with these kind of snakes. And also, make sure you be very safe. Be very careful with these snakes. Make sure you respect them and everything else. Do not let your guard down when you're dealing with those snakes at all. Do not let your guard down the slightest. The reason why I'm doing this is because, one, I'm doing this to educate you guys if you ever want to take care of these kind of snakes. If you ever want to take care of these kind of snakes, be very cautious. Be pretty cautious when you're dealing with these kind of snakes. Always making sure you do not scare it too much. Because these snakes will bite if you get them way too scared. Look how beautiful he is. Such a beauty. Such a beauty. These snakes usually go for about $200 depending on the breeder and stuff. I got mine for $200, including the shipping. He's definitely getting a pose for camera. Look at him. Just getting very close to the camera. Yeah. It's your anniversary video, buddy. Pose for the camera. You should be happy for this. Anyway, guys, this is my video for him. I have to get off the camera for now because his fixing to run out of battery. But anyway, I'm Hunter from Reptile Events, and I'll see you guys later. And this has been an introduction to my full sport cobra and the care for him, and also the fact he's been with me for 4 years. You guys, all right? Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Thanks, Marcus.